All right, so we should be live. We're gonna give people a minute or two to trickle in if they're waiting. Let's see who. Oh, we got the plunger. He's got the plunger ready. I see. We got Sandshrew. We got Sandshrew TCG, Shia Mia, Jesse Martinez, Max TCG already in here in the comments. How's it going, everybody? I appreciate all of you guys for stopping by. We're gonna do a little interview with Nick the Poke Plumber. He was kind enough to make some time for us. He newly started his YouTube channel. Been on Instagram for a long time. No, Nick was not running late. It was me. It was my fault. And yeah, he's got over 10,000 followers on Instagram, and his YouTube is actually starting. I mean, it started out the gate strong. And that's actually what we're kind of going to talk about off the rip. Is how has your YouTube journey been? Honestly, like from what I've seen, starting off strong. I think that Instagram following, really helped you transition nicely.
Yes, it definitely helped. Dude, YouTube's like a whole different animal, and it's like a grind because you're instead of posting a picture or posting a 30-second video, you're posting I don't want to be less than 10 minutes. My sweet spot's like 12 to 15 minutes, and that's what I try to do. And then you have to upload it. You have to make the thumbnail, and then I'm starting to learn how to edit. I'm not that good at it yet, but now the editing. So like one YouTube video is taking anywhere between 2 to 3 hours personally for me. And then you do the other day this happened to me. I was sick about it. I recorded like a 22-minute long video, and it was like one of my best videos. And I go to like click off, and it wasn't recording the whole time. So I thought I clicked the button to record, and it never went on. So then I redo the video, and now it's only 16 minutes long. And it's just, it's a grind, man. I'm having a blast. Like, it's pretty cool because I try to interact with everybody, and everyone's like, don't read the comments. And sometimes I do that. And it's like, you'll get 100 great comments, and you'll get like 3 horrible comments. And I have to not let the 3 horrible comments affect me. And that's what I'm learning. Because I've been in the hobby since 2018. I've never had hate, maybe from like one guy. And it's like you make a YouTube for 3 weeks, and I've seen more hate than I have in my entire collecting experience.
Yeah, it can be brutal at times, but you learn to just kind of let it roll off. But yeah, it's hard to like not let that stick with you sometimes. And that will happen to me too. But every once in a while you get just like a really nice comment. I'm just saying like, hey, because of this, or you said this, and like people are really appreciative, and you go, okay, we're doing good things. It's not just all bad. There's some positivity there. So it's really nice.
No, it's cool because I see people that have been there from the first video, and they're watching, and they're like, oh, you're getting better at this. And like, I expect feedback, like whether it's positive, negative, like critical feedback is very important because I'll look at that and I'll be like, okay, I won't do that again. I'll get better in that aspect. Someone was like, change that lighting, fix your mic. And it's like, you're growing every time. And that's how your channel's only going to get better and better and better.
Yeah. Are you, where are you at with like, you starting to get into like, do you have a PC setup that you're working towards, or like?
So I got a PC. Okay. My friend's supposed to come over and like put the camera in the front for me and start hooking it up. So believe it or not, Ryan has helped me. Like these new lights, he just sent me everything he bought. So I kind of have a cheat code right now. Because Alex was no help to me at all. But he's like, I don't know, dude, just get a light. But so now I was able to get the lights, the stands for when you're opening packs, because that was the thing. I had like 5 different stands and none of them worked, and now the 2 that I bought, they're like perfect, no wobbly, like
perfect.
And it's nice to have help because it gives you a head start with I didn't know what mic to get, and he just sent the list. People in this hobby are awesome, man. If you have help, the possibilities are endless.
Perfect. What would you say is one like unexpected aspect or unexpected thing that's come from the YouTube side?
I mean, it's creating new relationships. Definitely creating new relationships. I think something that's fun for me too. I mean, there is some negative to it because on Instagram, I used to try to answer every message. and it's gotten a little too crazy with that. And I've seen some people from YouTube come there, come to Instagram. Some are negative, some are positive. But I think the reason I like YouTube so much is because I'll go through the comments and I'm having these one-on-one, you know, I'm responding to people, they're responding back. And that's what that's what I'm trying to do different with my YouTube. I'm trying to interact with everybody. And so if I do like a live break, not for like money, just like me opening cards, enjoying it, because I open so many cards on my own. Why not incorporate these people where they can open packs while I'm opening packs? And that's the goal for my channel, is everyone just to hang out, open packs, we'll shoot the shit. They can, you know, talk and we could talk. That's the goal here, is to have everybody interacting with each other, like a nice little community.
Nice. I like that. Yeah, that's great. I noticed too, you get a lot of comments on your videos. Yeah. Has it been, so when you're really trying to get in there, like, are you at least seeing all of them, or is it just like to the point where like, I get to most of them, I at least see most of them? Or
right now I'm having so much fun with it. I read every one of those.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I legitimately, and I probably respond to like 90% of them too.
Okay, that's awesome. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the way to do it. And plus, you know, it helps people feel a relationship with you, and like, you know, they feel like you care about them, which obviously you do. That's the whole point. I'm not saying that you, so much you wouldn't, but like, yeah, you get to interact more than just like talking to just it's weird when if you just have your phone up or whatever and you're just talking to yourself. It feels like very one-sided. So it's nice to get the feedback
back and forth. It's important.
Yeah, exactly. Next up, I wanted to talk about because one of the things that I think people when they first see you, right, like in this live or wherever, they see your backdrop, right? They see your collection, and it's one of the things that stands out. It's very impressive. Not trying to glaze you up, but it's just it's true. It's true. It's nice. How much of your collection is something I've been curious about is like sealed versus singles, slabs? Like how does it, like, roughly, you know, how does it kind of all end up?
So I have like a lot of master sets that I open myself. So like,
okay,
especially I wish I did it more with like Sun and Moon era, but it took a while to get like grounded in this hobby and know that I'm buying this, and then make the connection so I could afford boxes for, or get boxes for, you know, a good rate. So it just took some time, and like getting cases and then opening cases. I'm crazy when it comes to opening. I kind of settled down because a lot of things got way more expensive. So instead of me opening like a booster box case of a set or trying to chase, you know, a master set, I slowed down because everything's way different. So I just opened a pre-release kit. So what I usually do is I buy 2 pre-release kits, and it comes with 1 booster box and a build and battle case of 10. So for Scarlet and Violet, that's except for Surging Sparks. But with every set from Scarlet and Violet, I would just open 1 booster box and 1 the 10 ETBs. With Surging Sparks, I went crazy and I was opening a lot of cases. I don't know what's going to happen with Journey because I've already opened some, and I want to open more right now.
Sure.
It's tough. It's fun, but the pull rates are. This is a very small number, so like don't base it on what I ripped. But the pull rates seem tough still. Nothing's really changed.
Yeah. So, sorry. Back just to double back. Are you like? Would you say you're like? Are you 50-50 sealed to slabs?
No,
or 80-20? Like where's it at?
80-20.
Okay.
Like, yeah, 80% sealed.
Yeah,
sure.
I think that's kind of where I'm at ish, give or take. So somewhere in that same realm as well. I enjoyed the slabs a lot. And so you do master set. I just completed. It took me a while. I just completed my first master set, which is 151. It took me a while because there's like, that's the thing, is like, especially when you're on a budget or something. Oh, turn down my mic. Sorry, I'm getting a little message.
Doesn't it look beautiful when you have it all together? Like that's my favorite part of the binder. When you're opening it, it looks phenomenal.
Yeah. I turned on my mic. Let me know if that's good, guys. Yeah, no, one of the greatest feelings it's completing that master set. And yeah, it was a you know, the one I couldn't pull was the reverse Jolteon. I just couldn't get it. I couldn't. That was my last one. I had to pick that one off eBay. But yeah, I felt good sliding that one in. And that was something, you know, my first ever master set, because there's just so many sets and there's just so much to enjoy. It's like sometimes you gotta like if you focus down on a set, you know, you can master set it quickly, but you can miss out on like it, especially when you start talking Japanese. It's like the releases. Yeah, the release is like crazy.
Well, what made me stop doing master sets is I tried doing master sets with me pulling everything, and Evolving Skies. I
Yeah.
opened, like, now I look back at it and the money's ridiculous. But I opened like 4 booster box cases, multiple ATV cases, 144 count blister cases, and I opened so much of it. And I pulled every alt art twice. I didn't pull one Moonbreon, but I pulled some alt arts 3 times. Never pulled a Moonbreon ever. Still to this day, it kills me.
Yeah, that's brutal. Yeah. We got Libran Collects with the super chat. Weekly stash chat coming soon.
I always appreciate a nice but you got this. I
got the full, yeah.
This is like a week for me. This is I can't grow the beard, man. I can't.
I didn't know I could until man, I first time I grew it out was like 2012. And I was 21 at the time. I didn't even know I could grow a beard, but the San Francisco Giants, they were doing their playoff. I don't know if you remember where they all were growing beards.
Of course.
And I was like, oh, I'll do it with the team. And then if they
Who
lose,
Wilson? The pitcher,
Brian Wilson. Yeah.
Okay, I remember.
And I was like, if they lose, I'm shaving it. But they never lost. They won the World Series. Yep. And so, 10, 12, 14 are glory years. But so yeah, and then I realized, I can actually pull it off. So yeah, I've just kind of embraced the mountain man beard since then. Shaved it off a few times. I couldn't
even grow a mustache.
Yeah, I didn't think I could, honestly. And it's pretty good. It's pretty nice. But weekly stash chat coming soon. I don't know. I'm down to do more of these lives and stuff with Nick. I don't know. His schedule is he's a little busier, so I don't know if that's something we'd be able to work out, but it's something I'm open to, Libran. So maybe in the future, maybe keep an eye out for it. Could happen. Let's see what else. Libran can't grow anything, he says, and he's 35. Yeah, that's rough. It's genes or genes, right? Yeah. We got some more love for Plumber here. Flush him out. I did like that, the flush him out thing. That's funny. Let's see. I wanted to talk about the prismatic, the super premium collection a little bit. Figured we talk about that.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah. Have you been able to secure any sort of pre-orders, any confirmation on anything? And then like what prices are we talking about? Hold, please.
Sorry about that.
No, you're all good. It's all good.
So for prismatic, there's been no luck. I mean, Best Buy had it the other day, and it was like they did it like a secret drop or something like that.
Yeah, I missed it.
Yeah, and I haven't landed one yet. So nothing. Zero.
Same. Yeah, I saw those.
So I'm seeing everybody has like those Discords now, and I guess that's what people are using. I need a like, I'm in a couple like group chats, but now everybody knows how fast everything's going. So instead of like alerting the group chat, they'll go get it and then they'll be like, hey, it's on this site and it's already gone. So I've never seen it like this before, where you have to like see it on a Discord. And I'm learning about bots. Like, it's to the point where I'm like, how do bots work? So if they're constantly scanning like journey to get like the keywords journey together, you're never going to beat a lot of these people. It's very tough right now.
Yes, it's extremely difficult. And I will say one thing though, that I don't know if you caught it was the Journey Together PC ETB drops, the second wave. Okay. Pokemon Center had the queue system in place.
Yeah, I sat in the queue, and by the time it was over, they were sold out.
It worked for me. I was able to text my buddies, a few buddies. Wow. They got it by the time it went through. They got it. So that was my experience, was that it actually worked. So that gave me a little bit of hope.
So it really did work for you. Like, how long were you in the queue for?
5 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe at most. Yeah, it was a minute, but like.
Yeah, so I was in it for a minute as well, but it's like once it went there, it said it was gone, sold out. So I don't know if I was a little bit late, but as soon as they sent like the group chat, they missed out.
Okay.
And I've never, since Pokemon's been doing PC ETBs, I've never missed one release. This is the first release ever. I mean, it is what it is. The hobby's tough right now. I'm not gonna like. In the first time I tried, I was furious. I made like an Instagram video on it, losing it. But like, it's kind of like acceptance. It sucks. It is what it is. Because I remember, like, out of nowhere, when Astro Radiance came out with PC TVs, because it was the same thing before Astro Radiance. Everything would sell out, and I remember Astro Radiance. Like I bought a set, and I was like, oh, it's not sold out yet. And like you'll see in a couple of releases, I don't feel like it's gonna be like, oh, why are they still here? Like I've seen that happen. I think that could happen too, because I remember one release it's impossible to get them, and then next it's like, oh, they're back. So
yeah,
this too will pass. I just don't know how long.
Yeah. The first Journey Together drop was like diabolical for me because it was like they changed their times around. They've been playing with that, and it was 5 a.m. My time for the first one.
Yeah, because you're West Coast.
Yeah, so it was brutal. By the time I was actually up,
over here, yep,
everything was gone. So
well,
that one was rough.
Crazy. I was on at 9, and and the worst part of this is I had it in my cart, and I had two PC ETBs in my cart. And I went to sign in instead of guest checkout. And when I put the sign in, because you should only guest checkout. And I went to sign in, and then it was over from there. The site crashed. And
yeah.
So I did have them, but
yeah, it can be brutal. It's brutal out there.
It's brutal when I'm thinking about hiring a coder to make me a bot. Like that's how bad things are.
Right.
And I just want something for my collection. I don't sell in the secondary market. So
yeah. Let's see. So on the super premium collection, though, say you're not able to snag really much, like how high?
My comic store, if it wasn't for them, I'd be screwed. I'm being honest. And these connections I've had forever. Like yesterday, I helped them move comic boxes for like 3 hours. That's like our thing is like I hang out there every Wednesday. I've been doing this because the owner and I actually became like good friends. So it was like business, and then I was doing plumbing for him, and now it's like on Wednesday nights we just hang out, and it's been that way for a while. But if it wasn't for him, and I told him this, I said, Alex, I know you're making a killing. I'm watching you sell, 151 packs at $20. I said, the extra stuff you're going to sell, make your money. I said, if you have to charge me more, man, and you're getting less product, I said, do it. Because I don't want, just because we became really good friends, I don't want him to he has a chance to make money. I don't know how long comic shops are going to make money. But also, I was one of those few people buying the shit sets when no one wanted them. And I even made a joke with him back then. I was like, hey, remember that I'm the only one buying these sets. But he's taking care of me the whole time when he doesn't have to. It's not like an obligation. But if honestly, if it wasn't for him, I'd be pretty screwed.
So that's the importance of building relationships, right? And this isn't distribution we're talking about. This is your comic shop, right?
Yep.
So that just goes to prove, another thing, guys, and it kind of is like distribution in a way of like building up your spend kind of thing. I've spent more with you in the past kind of thing. So that is important. People will value that, especially a business. They need that for their livelihood. So
dude, there was a time when he was struggling, and like they opened the second place, and he was like, dude, he's like, if you want, like, come here and buy stuff. And like I just went there, and I was like, what do you need me to buy? Like I've helped them out, and he's done the same for me.
Yeah. I'm sure there could be some exchange too for some plumbing work for some sort of deals, right? So you can
dude,
exchange of services.
Plumbing at his mom's house.
There you go. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So for the premium collections though, like,
dude, they're so sick. I don't want to overhype it, but they are awesome.
I know. I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. The mat's awesome.
I think like I'd like to be, if I have to, like $120 ish at the most. Well, I don't know. I mean,
I'd love
to
be
what I'm
at
saying, like,
because I think these are going to be like $200.
Yeah,
like 150. Maybe I'll buy a couple, but it just like
I'd feel more comfortable around 120.
There's so many coming out. Like they printed a lot of these.
That's what I've heard, and I was one of the people that was talking about that Reddit post. I don't know if you saw that. I think
like the factory with all the
and people were like, oh great, 1-2 pallets, and I'm like, guys, this is the corner of the warehouse, take it with a grain of salt, right? This is coming from an insider. He's saying there's a lot, right? I'm not trying to get everyone's hopes up, but like, maybe
I'll hit you with like something legit. So the Terapagos UPCs, there was a lot of them, and I even called like Alex, and I was like, hey, did you get? And he's like, we still have so many of them. And I said, well, 3 times the amount of the EV special premium collections are being printed as the Terapagos ones. But he's like, it might not even matter with the demand you're going to have for that. So yes, he might get more, but distribution is just divvying them up but there is going to be a lot. But a lot of people are going to take advantage of the product and what it is. And I wouldn't be surprised if people try charging like 200 a piece. It sucks.
Have you seen some of the TCG player pricing?
Well, it's more than what is
it's like 500.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's just
it's only
greed. There's a difference.
It's their sales. I mean, it's not a ton, but their sales. It's wild. It's like 200, 250 eBay pre-order sales. What I've seen so far. Let's take this question real quick from RJ Van. He says, which do you think is more lucrative, investing back in time into Sword and Shield era things and paying a little higher, or investing in modern even at these market prices and hoping for the future?
I preach this all the time. I'm Sword and Shield right now.
There's a lot of great Sword and Shield stuff, and this is something I've said too, and I'm sure Nick's going to back it up or maybe have a slightly different take, but like I kind of see Evolving Skies as the lead blocker, the fullback leading the way. I don't see how that box doesn't go 2,500, 3K at some point. It's inevitable at some point. And then you got your
all the time. It's an $18,000 case. I say this all the time.
Your LO and your Fusion Strike, I kind of like second tier, and like it's going to carry those sets up. And like Fusion
Stars
just dipped.
Still so underpriced, and I cannot believe people aren't buying. Like it's a screaming buy to me. I just bought a case the other day.
Let's talk about Brilliant Stars. Let's talk about that Charizard. Okay, because that artwork that I got. Yeah, I was like, I got one over here.
I have one right behind me. It's one of my favorite cards.
That Charizard, I'm gonna do. I don't get to rant very often. I'm gonna do it since Nick's here, and I don't know if you're gonna back me up on this one, but maybe you will. That Charizard is the greatest Charizard artwork we've ever gotten, in my opinion. It is beautiful and it is undervalued still. I love that card. That's a hill I will die on, and I can hear arguments for it all around. But that I love it. Finding the Venusaur. With the mountain in the background.
Same page as me.
I absolutely love it, and I love Brilliant Stars. And Brilliant Stars, having the evolutions, the trainer galleries, I think it's a great set. And I think there's a lot of great Sword and Shield stuff. I mean, we could.
I knew I liked you for a reason. I know it. That's exactly where I'm at. Brilliant is just so undervalued. I was yelling at people when the PSA 10 Charizard was $200, and a PSA 10. I said, this is insane that this card is a $200 card right now. You have at the time, Gengar was like $550, and I'm like, why is this chart? And now Charizard's up to 4 something right now, correct?
I think so. I think it might have. I don't know. There might be nearing 500 sales.
Oh, okay. But
yeah, I haven't checked in a minute. But
the Brilliant Stars trainer gallery is so deep, and it's like you have the 2 Sylveons, the Espeons, you have the Charizard. It's like. And that Charizard full art's cool. I have a master set of it over there. Yeah. I love that set so much.
Yeah, Brilliant Stars. I think you'll get behind this one too. Silver Tempest, still a set I really like. The Lugia, sadly, a card I don't actually have, and I was waiting, and I played the thing of I'll wait, and it bit me, and I don't have it. I don't currently own it, but I love the Lugia. I think that's a stunning chase card. I like Silver Tempest a lot. Maybe not as strong of a set. But with that one card,
it has the Lugia, and it's still in the $200 for a Sword and Shield set.
Yeah. I just recently picked up some Astral. I like Astral as well.
The Garchomp and Cynthia, I think, is gonna.
We're gonna talk about that in a minute. Okay. So to answer the question though, I've used I kind of use a carousel analogy. If you ever watched your kid on the carousel as it goes around, at some point you lose them, right? And then they go around the back, and you're watching something else that comes around and comes into focus. I kind of use that like between Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet. As the Scarlet and Violet stuff's coming up, it goes out of focus, and they go, oh wait, Sword and Shield's cheap in comparative, and then that Sword and Shield gets expensive, and then we're like playing this circular game with. So I think
So this is the thing is like I understand right now demand's high, but Scarlet and Violet's still going to be in rotation for years. Okay. Like we have a lot more time with Scarlet and Violet in rotation, and people forget, like in the end, we kept getting Brilliant Stars reprints. We got another Lost Origin reprint, Silver Tempest reprint. And I know we're getting these reprints now and they're not going to do anything, but eventually Pokemon does catch up. And that's like a battle I have. I'm like, oh, maybe Pokemon sees like the stock market and see how the stock market's down right now, and they don't want their box to go back to $80, but they also don't want these people paying $200 a box. There's no way they want that. And we don't have any more time with Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield's done. Brilliant Stars will never be a $200 box again. Like, you have to think about that. Silver Tempest will never be in the 200s again. Buy it while it's in the 200. I remember I yelled at everybody. I have videos on my Instagram. You can go back and fact check these. When Cosmic Eclipse hit $350 a box, I said, this is one of the best buys. Trust me. Then it went to $450, $500. I'm like, $500 this is our last chance. Buy as many as you can. Look at where, and this is only a couple years ago. Cosmic's on the verge of hitting 2K right now. And when and that's how I look at like a Brilliant Stars, Lost Origin. I look at the end of Sun and Moon era with your trainer galleries, and it's like the same thing. Guys, all $1,000 boxes, and it's so obvious. And I know you don't want to say that, and you don't want to guarantee anything. But if I was to take a guess, like, just time. Give it enough time.
I think that's one of the hardest things, especially when the market is down and things are calmer. It's the hardest to stick with your conviction, right? To go, because like 151 was cheap for a long time. It was plentifully available. It was everywhere. And like, you know, and you knew 151 was good. And we should have all loaded up more on 151. And you could say it's about other sets too. But it's so hard to stick with that conviction of, I know this is good. I know this will work out. Because when it's down, it could be like scarier. And then always the hindsight comes.
The heat of the moment, and I'm guilty of that. It's like
we're all guilty of it.
When Vivid Voltage I remember I was paying because the Vivid Voltage ETBs went up to like $120 for the Pikachu, and I remember I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna buy these. They're good. They're not gonna reprint it. You know, and then they were all every Walmart with Darkness Ablaze, and Darkness Ablaze ETBs were going through the roof. So it's like, give it enough time. Not every set. Listen, I'm not saying every Scarlet and Violet set's going to be reprinted. There's too many. There's just way too many to reprint them all. But Pokemon will inevitably catch up. That's it.
Yeah.
The Sword and Shield. I'd rather put every dollar I have on a Sword and Shield product right now. Then, I mean, no matter what, if you're waiting really long term, yes, anything you buy is going to do great. But right now, I just feel like Sword and Shield is a better buy.
Yeah, the safer, no-brainer type of play.
Yes, if you wanted to keep going up right now and not see any dips, yes, it's Sword and Shield.
Yeah, agreed. Back to your collection just for a second. Are there any grails top tier like that you're still looking out for that you'd love to add? What's like? Do you have anything that you've really been? What
I really want to add?
Yeah, to your collection. I mean,
I always wanted a Team Rocket Returns box. Like I had Fire Red Leaf Green, but Team Rocket Returns is probably, and it's crazy because I had a chance to buy a Team Rocket Return box, but I remember it was like thousands more than the Fire Red Leaf Green. So then it wasn't settling for Fire Red Leaf Green. I had every Fire Red Leaf Green and 10 at the time. So I love Fire Red Leaf Green. So I bought that.
Okay.
I traded my Gold Star 10 Gyarados towards it.
Oh.
I know.
Okay. All right.
Look at that now. I know that one hurts a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was a 2-cert, but it was a true 10. It was a beautiful copy. I miss that. That's like a card I do miss.
Yeah. That's a little tough, but
that's definitely like a box I'd love to own.
Sure.
Returns.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Let's see. Okay, I got this little section I wrote in my little notes. I try and do a little bit of research on the guest, ask some good questions. I got this thing, and it's something I was already working on this, but it's something that stood out to me when I was watching some of Nick's videos, and I just think it's something that we really need more in the hobby. And I just want to take a minute or two, or however long it ends up being, and let's just spread some Pokemon positivity. I think we need some better vibes, and I'm just going to start. This is like the littlest thing, and everyone in the chat, if you guys could just share something good that's happened. You know, whether you pulled something, you found something at MSRP, anything. My Target got a restock today. I did get. I was able to get. They limited it. It was just one per customer of any product, any Pokemon product. So this is all I could get. Right? They had more prismatic, but
you didn't have to pay freaking $40.
I'm excited. I got this at MSRP.
Yeah.
I'm happy. So
Yeah.
just anything positive that you guys have to share. I just think a little bit of positivity can go a long way. If anyone has anything, even in the chat that they want to bring up, just
Yeah, I mean, there has to be like that. That's I always say that like the every investor I know is a collector. So I hate that division between investor collectors. I just
yeah.
want our goal at the end is to be happy for all of us, and that
Mhm.
it's so simple. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, for positive, I landed the EV the prismatic tins, the 8
Oh,
tins.
uh-huh.
I landed that at MSRP, so I was excited for that.
Nice. I was able to get some of those a little while ago from a Walmart drop
Okay.
too. Yeah.
And they're sweet looking too.
Yeah, they're nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. RJ Van says he caught the Walmart restock yesterday, and the guy in front only wanted a Shrouded Fable ETB.
Hey, if you like Shrouded Fable,
yeah,
like
hey.
Shrouded Fable.
Pokemon Finance guy says he met you at the New Jersey show. Said you're very cool. Hope your son's teeth stopped. That's what he said.
Yeah, my son's teething. So
oh yeah, that's brutal.
We're like he had 4 teeth come in at once. Like he's 8 months old, and he had like the top. I've never seen 4 teeth come in at once. It's usually like bottom 2, then top 2.
Yeah, it seems like a lot.
Yeah, but yes, Pokemon Finance guy, my dude. But yes, it's tough.
Snack Bread did a trade, getting his son 25th. Rayquaza, son's gonna be stoked. That's awesome. We got a Gengar VMAX that came back into PSA 10.
That's awesome.
Congratulations, that's awesome. Yeah. So, anyways, I just wanted to just take a minute just to do that. Histio got 2 booster bundles of Prismatic Evolution from Best Buy. I know those Best Buy drops. Getting in that queue, I haven't had really any luck with the Best Buy stuff, unfortunately. But some people are, so that's good.
I don't know how. I genuinely, because I'm quick with these, and like you're sitting in the queue, and every time I get out of the queue, it's like gone. I just haven't had luck. And then the one time I get through, it's like confirm you're not a robot, and then you have to do the whole thing, and then it goes out of your cart by the time you're done. So I've had that happen a couple times too.
Yeah. No. Same thing. Yeah. And you think you're gonna get it, and then it just like it devastates you.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, we
away.
got it, and then it's like, oh, the wrong credit card. Your zip code did not match your. And I'm like, oh my god, now I got to change the zip code. It happens all the time.
Yeah. LJMJ wants to talk about tag. I don't know if I want to go too deep into tag right now.
Yeah, I stay away from that nowadays.
I'll say this. This is what I'll say about tag. I think that they're trying to do a lot of good things. Okay. And they have a lot of work to be done, obviously, off of what's happened. And we can leave it at that, I think. But, it's something that I'm keeping an eye on. That's kind of it. But yeah.
That's one of the most, like, I've been getting people emailing me, messaging me, wanting me to do a video on tag. I talked to Jesse over at Tag.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like they're trying to do really good things, but this is what I say in my YouTube. I'll get better every day, and I learn from my mistakes. And like if Tag sees that they're having an issue, they're going to try to get better, and they'll learn from their mistakes. Right now, personally, for me, I grade with PSA. I think the CGC Pristine 10s look nice, and BGS 10s and Black Labels are nice. So, but personally, for me, I grade with PSA, and I'm happy with PSA.
Yeah. Yeah, same. If I'm grading, it's with PSA. Although I do want to dabble, I would send a tag sub in once they get their issues resolved, just to check it out. Yeah, that's all. I like to. I've graded with other companies too, just to kind of scope it out,
just
see what
it's
like.
See how it is.
Yeah, it's nice to see. But some tag sales have been matching or exceeding PSAs in certain circumstances, so that is interesting.
That I see. At the end of the day, for me, I don't completely agree with that yet. It's just like when you have a company that's been there forever, PSA. But this is one thing that I don't like that PSA is doing right now. So they made their grading standards way harder. I feel like there should be another tier above the PSA 10.
The Black Label or something, some sort of pristine.
Yeah, because now these 10s are super, super tough to get. I've never seen so many PSA 9s ever. Cards are getting PSA 7s that were like, I've seen, it's just wild to me right now. I feel like there should be something else above.
Yeah, agreed. That would be cool. And it's going to be hard to take the market away from PSA, I think. They're so entrenched and they have so much of the market share. But I do think that competition is a really great thing to have. It'll push PSA forward. Hopefully, push the competition furthers things. So I do think that that's good. Next up, I wanted to talk about. Let's see if this works. I haven't done this on StreamYard before. We'll see if this transition works. Oh, you are not on here. There we go. I wanted just for a second to talk about some Destined Rivals cards. I'll try and make these bigger. So I just wanted to for a second, if we could just talk about this,
dude. S-tier card. That is so badass.
I am so excited. And this is going to lead into something with just the set as a whole. And I'm going to acknowledge, I kind of talked about this in one of my recent videos, that we have only seen half of what this set is. Okay.
And I have 7 chases right now, and this is only half of the set.
If they do Team Rocket anywhere like they should, or we think that they will, because they've been nailing things out of the park, that I think that for me, this is going to be the greatest set of the era.
Dude, for Giovanni, picture a badass Giovanni's Mewtwo.
I know.
Dude, if they really give us a crazy Giovanni with Mewtwo breaking out of the see my imagination goes crazy sometimes because I know the potential here.
Yeah.
And I mean they did give us Misty Psyduck, so I am happy about that. That Typhlosion card
Typhlosion is nice.
Wild.
It's really nice. Absolutely love it. Yeah, we'll pull that up.
God.
Yeah, so this card too. So I'm not a Cynthia fan. I'm not really a Garchomp fan either.
I love Garchomp.
But the pose of this card, the stadium, she's on the big screen, just the vibe, man. This this is I don't know. This is just such a nice card. Just I don't know. It got me really excited for the first time. And not that I wasn't excited about Prismatic. I was, but not to this level. I don't know what it was about these cards being released. And I was a Pokemon Gold guy growing up. I was a Gold. So the Ho-Oh there's some there, right? So
of course.
I'm vibing. I'm really appreciating what's going on. And I don't know, this set's just looking like it's going to be wild. I just wanted to appreciate the artworks, talk about some of these cards. So
I didn't even, is that the Ho-Oh? I didn't see the Ho-Oh full art. Not the SAR, the other. Yeah, right there.
The gold one.
Yeah, I didn't see that yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean those cards, for the first time ever, I really do like the gold cards. Look, that's a nice looking card right there.
I think they're. Yeah, I like the Crown Zenith golds.
Oh, those
are top tier.
Or make an artwork together too.
Yeah,
yeah.
But I would agree. A lot of the golds have kind of been I've been whatever. I don't really care.
A different feeling. It's not just the Moltres golds from Brilliant Stars or Articuno. This has so much more to it. You have the trainer in it. But
yes.
This is. I said during Sword and Shield, I was there's no way Pokemon arts can get better than this. And then Scarlet and Violet, they started doing this, and then having trainer trainer alt arts. Look at that Cyndaquil, Pichu, Slugma. That's another S tier card. And I don't even like trainers that much.
Same. I'm not a trainer guy, but this is okay. Take my money. Let's see. Let's go back. What else do we have? I just wanted to talk. Okay, we have to talk about this.
Yeah.
You want to see the Shaman? Hold on. We'll get to the Shaman.
Yeah.
Though. Well, once again, the Lugia card from Silver Tempest, much better. Still top tier. But I like this. I like this Ho-Oh a lot. Once again, gold bias, but absolutely love it. It's a nice looking card. Just it just seems like every corner you turn, every little corner you turn, it's oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So we got Ho-Oh. You wanted to see which one was it?
I didn't see the Shaman yet. I caught
it's kind of small. Or wait, I might be able to. Can I make this bigger if I zoom in?
I could see it. It's fine. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean, Shaman, nice looking card too. There's just here and I'm not a.
Every card is a banger, even though it shouldn't be. That's the craziest part.
Once again, not a train. I don't really care about Cynthia or Roserade, but just this is a nice looking card. Yeah. I was like, damn, just a nice looking. Oh, super random. Sorry, I just saw this in the chat. Do you own a Mario Pikachu?
I did, and I sold them both.
That's one of my chase cards too. I'd love to have the set. They're getting so expensive right now, though.
I've had the set so many times, and but what I bought with that money has gone up way more than that set.
Okay.
So
that's fair.
It made sense.
Yeah. Rapidash. I mean, my wife's a huge Ponyta Rapidash fan, so I'm I'm all excited for this.
No, I think that card is gorgeous too.
Yeah, it's a nice looking card.
The
we didn't.
Lapras is
This is
neat.
where the Misty Psyduck. I mean, like, it's going to be like I don't know what the set value on this is going to be crazy. Not even factoring in
That
Team
is
Rocket.
only half of it. Like,
I know it's wild.
Like, so all right, I'm gonna go and say this. I'm gonna say it on record.
Okay.
Like, if they can make it this good on the other end, this is like really close to like an Evolving Skies level. Like, if you can have a set as stacked as this, right? You have the Ho-Oh, Garchomp. Like, think about it. Now if you have like a Mewtwo and then you have a Gyarados or something wild, and you have that lineup of Pokemon, you could really be on that kind of level.
We're due for a Gyarados because we got the Gyarados, the full art from SV Base, and we didn't get an IR or an SIR from it, and that kind of like.
Yeah, because Evolving Skies had the other Gyarados too. No, did we?
That's the rainbow one.
Yeah,
and
I think the last Gyarados we got was the secret rare, like a good Gyarados. I'm trying to think like a really good Gyarados.
It's been a minute, and we're due, and so that's why I was hoping for the Misties, but we didn't get that. So I'm like, okay, whether it's just Rocket's Gyarados or Giovanni's Gyarados, I don't care. Just give it to me. I want it. I'm excited. So that'll be the only letdown. That's the only letdown I could have is if I don't get that.
Wait, when was the last good Gyarados? I'm just curious right now because it's going to make me go insane. It was Breakpoint, wasn't it?
Breakpoint, right here.
Breakpoint, the secret rare Gyarados. That was the last like really good Gyarados that we got.
Yeah, might be. Yeah. It's been a minute. Well, actually, there might have been something past that. I don't know if my Gyarados collection isn't as deep as I would like. There might be something past that, but we're due. We're due. That's all I'm saying. I thought he got shafted in 151 a little bit. Gyarados did. Yeah. So
Gengar. They could have gave us a Gyarados and a Gengar.
Yeah. Even like once again, I'm not a trainer fan, but like even this Ethan's Adventure, I like that.
They look good.
Yeah. So all the cards looking good. That we've seen so far. Even the way they're doing these, I could see how some people
I like it.
May or may not like this, but yeah, it's different. They're just changing things up. And I like it. I'm here for it. So first time I've gotten excited.
S tier.
Yeah.
S tier.
Even this little guy. The
Electric?
Yeah. Like just some nice arts.
Yeah, the Rotom, the Greedon. They're doing good.
Yeah, I mean, this one, not as much of a chase for me. Oh, here's the other one.
Yeah, see, I like that. I personally like that. How like the colorway.
It looks nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Rotom. So yeah. I kind of just wanted to nerd out.
Yeah,
for a little bit with everyone.
I'll be honest with you. I bought I didn't want to buy a case of these, but I did buy a couple boxes. Someone had like a couple boxes for $120 each, and I said I just want to open it.
Okay.
So I bought a couple of them.
Okay, that was. Sorry.
You gotta enjoy it too. You gotta enjoy this.
Yeah, that's where I was going. I was leading into. So next one was we can go back to this for a minute. What I was going to ask, how much of the Heatwave Arena were you planning on picking up? That's where I was going. I'm going to probably get some. I still have okay, here's the thing too. I don't know if you're familiar with Sneaker Dunk, if you've used them at all before. Okay.
Totally legit. Heard of them. Didn't they?
Totally legit website.
They had 151 for cheap, and everyone Japanese 151 for cheap.
They have everything. They're like a middleman service, essentially. So people sell them in Japan, and then they ship them to Sneaker Dunk. Sneaker Dunk authenticates. They take a fee, right? So you can still get those. You can get the Heatwave Arena for you have to buy at least 10 boxes for it to really be worth it. The import fee or the shipping fee and everything, because there's all that. But you can get them still in like the 80s, $80 per box. I just talked about it in a video recently. Wow. I got a lot of my 151 when 151 was cheap. I was in the $40 range for some of my 151 Japanese boxes.
That's really good. I think I paid like 52 or 50.
So Sneaker Dunk, if you guys are not familiar, it is a legit website. I've used it multiple times. Tons of people. I got some comments that were like, Sneaker Dunk. Well, it's like, yeah, I know. They started with sneakers. They also do trading cards now. They can do singles on there as well. It's a good website to have if you want to pick up Japanese, have that in your back pocket. Sneaker Dunk.
They're originally known for sneakers, that place?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they have an app too if you want to do it on your phone, make it easier. But I've only had great experiences with Sneaker Dunk, and I know they have buyer protection and everything. And like I said, they verify it. So they're gonna authenticate that it's real.
Now you have the sneaker people getting into Pokemon. So that's why
Yeah,
it's so tough right now.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, Sneaker Dunk's just a little tool. But like I said, it's like the $10.
Do they have an app or is it a website?
Both.
Both? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll download the app, just take a look.
Yeah, Sneaker Dunk, legit. So yeah, Heatwave Arena, we touched on that. We're gonna go back to your YouTube channel just for a second. Do you have having just started, I'm sure you know things are new, you're really just like working on getting things going, but like do you have any goals that are set for the channel? Like end goal? I like to set like goals and steps, but like do you have any like mid to end kind of goals that you're working towards?
That's my biggest thing is you set goals, whether it's your collection, life, you set goals and you inch up towards them. And it's like, in order to envision them, that's how you achieve it. And it's like law of attraction. If you're positive and you have this mindset, inevitably you're going to hit that goal. And I've always lived by that. And it truly works. You have to manifest it. I know it sounds crazy, but that's just how I am. But like, I have a couple different goals. Like I want to keep growing. Like I said, I want to interact. Like I want to have one of those channels. Let's say if I have 50,000 subscribers, somehow I want to have a community where I'm doing breaks and everyone's just hanging out on a Friday night. I'm not charging. I'm just ripping packs, enjoying. People are in the chat ripping packs saying I pulled this. Like that's one of the biggest things I want. I want to just incorporate everyone and have a good time. Like we just need more positivity, and whether it's, you know, collectors, investors, doesn't matter who you are. If you want to have a good time, come to the channel. And that's my goal. Like I want to start doing more lives, but right now I'm just, you know, talking, shooting the shit, having fun. And I also, because there's so many things I talked about in the past and I wish I had them on camera, because this is a crazy thing I called. I said, the next set, I said, we're not going to go right into the generation. I said, ZA is going to be like a short set, like Heart Gold, Soul Silver. And then you're going to have like a Call Legends for your specialty set. And that's literally what's happening. And I said this, like a lot of people did hear me say, cause I like on Instagram, I talked about it.
Yeah.
But like, I was huge on Chilling Rain when it was $80 a box and nobody wanted it. And I was like screaming on top of my lungs. So I want to be able to go back and look at and see what my thought process was. I want to see how things grow, because I mean, I remember opening boxes of Ultra Prism saying this is a horrible set. Like even I'm wrong at times. I'm like, this isn't fun. And now it's a $800, $900 box. But I just want to be able to go back in time. And I mean, you could also go back in time and look at that time period and be like, oh, that's really nostalgic. I had a lot of fun. This reminds me of that time. So it's more so for that too. It's like a time machine in its own way of my life.
That's cool. No, those are great goals. Respectable. We do have a puzzled saying, got to go check out Poke Plumber. First time seeing / hearing of him, seems like a cool dude. Yeah, that's why we wanted to have him on the channel, guys. If you haven't seen him, he's linked in the description of the video. His channel's there. Go give him a sub. Right. He's still, you know, he needs more subs. He's doing great work, spreading great positivity, putting out pretty frequent uploads and stuff. So yeah, if you like what you're hearing, there's just more of the same on his channel. He also does a lot of lives with other creators as well. So
yeah, you can come watch me love that Nostalgianomics if you want.
Yeah. Yeah, we got Alex in the chat here. Make Pokemon fun again. But yeah, it looks like everyone, like I said, I was pretty sure most people on my channel were gonna vibe with you. So yeah,
it's cool, man.
Akron wants to know, did I talk about the Mimikyu V buyout? I haven't talked about that in a video. That's the trainer gallery one
from Brilliant,
I believe. Yeah, I think that's up
that
right now.
Cool in front of like the TV, and it's
yeah, like, I think that's the one you're talking about, Akron. Yeah, there's a lot of buyouts happening.
How much did that go up to now? Is that
does that go bonkers? See. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I've said this before about buyouts. Like buyouts do happen, but then buyouts make collectors pay attention to that card, and then people are like, wow, that card was actually really cool. And then you see these new prices because now everybody sees how good, like the Drowsy, for example. We've been saying that Drowsy card's cool forever, but then it took someone to buy them out, and now everybody wants that card. The Blastoise Piplup is doing insane on Cosmic Eclipse. It's like $1,000 card now too, which is wild to me.
Yeah, it looks like okay. Yeah, we're up to 65 market on TCG for the Mimikyu currently.
That is
And that was a few days ago, 58 items in one day buyout, and before that 36. So
you know what's crazy? 2 months ago, I sent that card to PSA too. I still don't even know what's going on, and PSA is really backed up right now. Like, keep in mind that 2 months ago, they still have these cards.
yeah, have you gotten so PSA has been backlogged. You have how many subs do you have at PSA currently? And have they been checked in?
I have 3 right now. So these 2 just got checked in, and they've had them. It took like 6 weeks from. I'm like, I got an email. Congratulations, your cards are here. I'm like, that was a month and a half ago. What do you mean? So I mean, wow, they're still. I can't believe they're this far behind. Because this is more than your bulk submission business days at this point.
Yeah,
and I think it's because GameStop has added so many more cards. Think about it. You have a GameStop everywhere, and so many people that didn't know how to grade are just going to GameStop and giving them the cards. But you're also hearing these nightmare stories. Like, personally, for me, I would never give my cards to GameStop, and that's just me personally, because people are, their cards are going missing, and then when people are like, "Oh, we never logged this," you're just hearing more negativity than positivity. And then half the people are complaining about the grades because they don't know grading in the first place, and then they're accusing GameStop. So you don't know what's real, what's not.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something that I would do. I feel safer sending my cards in myself. But I do see the appeal. It's a gateway for people to get into grading. Definitely a great business model for GameStop, although they're kind of like really not doing some good stuff right now with everything else they're doing.
They're becoming an LGS. They're just becoming like a widespread LGS.
Yeah. They're canceling a lot of pre-orders, selling stuff at market now.
They canceled all my Journey Together boxes except for one.
I saw your story with the phone call with the
and
the
they're like, "Oh, well, we
GameStop,
can give you." I mean, at least they're giving me a Blooming Waters, but still, like, I wanted to have some booster boxes. Now I get one booster box.
I don't know what the deal is with that. Why they're doing that? It's a bad look, but.
Well, I was actually going to make a video on this, but I don't want to catch heat, so I'm not even like talking about it too much. But if you look at Journey Together's booster box, there's no Pokemon symbol in the center of it, and it's so weird for me. Like, think about this. Every Pokemon box, I mean, modern Pokemon box has the Pokemon logo right in the center. And then you have this box it's up here now. But like every Scarlet and Violet box has that red logo up here, but it just feels so empty to me. It feels like, look, every box behind me, they all have the Pokemon logo right in the center, no matter what it is.
That's true.
It's so weird. Like, when you have it in hand, it's gonna throw you off like no other.
Yeah, I hadn't honestly even really thought about that too much, but yeah,
it's driving me insane. I don't know why.
Yeah,
but the box is beautiful. The sides of it, the top of it, it's incredible.
Yeah, and, the color palette and everything that they chose, it stands out. And so maybe it stands out even more without the Pokemon logo. They were like, screw it, we don't
bring like colors back, like the Fusion Strike, the Evolving Skies, Battle Styles, Chilling Rain. Like, I like colors.
Yeah, well, Shrouded's got unique. At least as far as the boxes go,
Halloween. I love
they do look nice. That's the set that needed a Gengar or just like a few more. In that.
If it had the Greninja instead of the collection box.
Well, yes, and the Kingdra. Those promos. Oh my gosh, those promos were amazing.
Insane.
Yeah. RJ wants to know how you have a box already.
I'm the Poke Plumber.
Yeah. He's got the pipe systems. You seen Mario? How quick he can get through, and Luigi?
I just hop down the sewer, pop up, and distro. No, you want to know the crazy thing? I'll show everybody. So actually, Pokemon changed the release date on this because technically, it's supposed to be March 7th. Was supposed to be the release date.
Oh, so they pushed it back.
Yep.
Oh, I see.
So everybody's getting it early. Distro is sending a lot of people have them right now.
Okay.
But I'm not selling them. Like, I sat there, I didn't make a video on it. I just opened by myself and chilled because I don't want to catch any flack.
Yeah.
And but I've been doing this forever. I always get a couple pre-releases. I open one and put one pre-release kit away, keep it sealed, and I've been doing this for as long as I can remember.
Did you film the opening?
Nope.
No, not gonna. Okay.
I just
So
did it
no.
for myself, man. Because you know how people are. They'll be like, "It's
Yeah.
stolen product," or they'll say
Well,
something stupid. And
yeah.
it's not like the guy from France that opened it 2 months prior, but
Yeah.
like for my store, like pre-releases up in the upcoming week.
hmm
So a lot of these Play stores already have Journey Together.
Yeah. Yeah. The Play stores get them early.
Exactly. So they'll have it tomorrow. You'll be able to buy booster bundles from them.
hmm Yeah. Yeah, or worse, or yeah, or you'll be called the scalper, or
I don't. I
any.
have to sell to be a scalper.
Well,
You
that's
know.
true. Yeah, you can't. He's scalping to himself, guys.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
scalping to myself.
People have had Heat Wave Arena already. Yeah, we've seen that start to float
Yeah,
around.
because Pokemon did this with Stellar Crown came super early. I
hmm
remember I had Lost Origin like way too early. It was like 3 weeks before or like even the pre-release, 3 weeks before the pre-release, and I didn't even like say anything about it. I was like, but that's what I always do because that's how I enjoy product. I just sit there and I open it, but that's why
Yeah.
I'm making the YouTube because like I still have like that box I'll crack for an opening.
Uh-huh.
But I'll wait
Yeah.
until like everyone else is opening.
Yeah. No, if you're gonna be ripping the product, it's like, especially it looks like the product that the amount of product you rip, it's like, well, maybe you definitely should have been making the channel because
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
that's what
Those
I
can
said.
be write-offs, and at least you can
That's
also have content.
I didn't think about that. Tax
Well,
reasons.
I don't know if
That's
your
a good
channel's
write-off.
monetized yet. I don't know if you have the watch time. You're probably there already.
Dude, it was so fast.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
was,
So I
but like
mean,
your background, I know like your background, it can be a write-off.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that and it's not like you don't necessarily do it for that, but it's like
No, I just learned
it's a
about this.
benefit. It's a
Yes.
benefit, So yeah, there's a lot, especially once you start doing, depending on what videos you're doing. But yeah, just openings, write-offs. So it helps ease the pain of some of these prices.
Yeah,
For,
I didn't even think
tax
of
and stuff.
that. You're gonna see me opening a base
Oh,
episode
that's why I was like, you
tomorrow.
didn't film
It's a
it.
write-off.
You could have filmed it and put it in a video. But yeah, I
Oh.
mean, you could. I don't know. Taxes are taxes. You don't do that what you will. But yeah, there's a lot of things that could be written off on the YouTube side. Yeah, let's see what else. You kind of already talked about it, but I wanted to bring it up again real quick. The end of the Scarlet and Violet era. You brought it up before I could, so you beat me to it.
Yeah. So this
But
is
with the Pokemon card game Mega being the trademark that was filed, and they're saying there was another update on Poke Beach that came specifying. Oh, I have the wrong one up. That they were saying about when it's supposed to drop. It was August 1st in Japan. Is Mega Brave and Mega Symphonia, and then they're saying English possibly to follow already in September.
yeah.
So September would be.
So Team Rocket's going to be it. Unless there's a specialty set after Team Rocket, but there could be. But as of now, it sounds like Team Rocket's the last main set for Scarlet and Violet era.
Yeah, and how do you feel about SV looking back on it now?
I mean,
assuming they nail Team Rocket,
So I'm gonna say this is why I wish I had my YouTube, because when everybody see how everyone's scampering to buy Scarlet and Violet, I bought it when no one wanted it. And I bought a great like Paradox. I was grabbing for $480 a case. Temporal, I was grabbing for $480 a case. I was grabbing them very cheap, and I was like, I put a poll on my Instagram. I was like, is anyone buying Scarlet and Violet era? And everyone's like, no. Everyone was still buying Sword and Shield era, but that's the time to buy it, is when no one wants it.
Yeah.
But looking back on the era, they changed my perception about ETBs. That they had the best specialty sets I think I've ever seen. Like, dude, 151 is going to go down as one of the greatest specialty sets ever. Prismatic, I wish the pull rates were a little bit better, because it was miserable opening it, and you're spending so much to open it. So as far as like the cards, yes, they were amazing. Shredded Fable is now a decent set. It's
Right,
crazy because
right.
everybody hated it.
Uh-huh.
Paldean Fates, another stack set. Like I said, it changed the stigma of specialty sets.
Yeah.
Like every ETB is way more than you. Like if you go back and look at Pokemon Go, Celebrations, Champions Path, like you would pick Scarlet and Violet ETBs over that. However, the reason that I like at least with Sword and Shield era, the main Pokemon in every set, like you had Mew, Gengar, Brilliant Stars, Arceus, Charizard. I think that's what people didn't like in the beginning of Scarlet and Violet. You have a lot of Scarlet and Violet or Paldean Pokemon, and it took till the end when you had like Twilight Masquerade. Everyone loves Greninja, and that's when we started seeing the hype. When you have more of a popular Pokemon, then you had Pikachu. So I think Scarlet and Violet era ended off very strong. I feel like the illustration rares were very underrated for like the first year and a half. I think overall as an era, the specialty sets, they killed it. I mean, I really want to see the Team Rocket set, but it was a decent era. It started off pretty slow, but it ended with like full throttle. You have to give credit when credit's due.
Yeah.
Like overall, it's going to go down as a very solid era.
Yeah, I don't know if it beats Sword and Shield, but I would say the greatest artwork era so far. The illustration rares, the SIRs, just even on the Pokemon you don't care about, just art wise, lot of great arts. But yeah, SV, like I said, I think Destined Rivals has the potential to be my favorite set of the era. For sure. And we'll see.
The first Heatwave Arena can already, like, that box would be one of my favorite boxes already.
Yeah.
And we don't even have the second half. So to me, like this is going to be the best booster box in this era already, based on what I see in the first half.
Yeah.
And
that's if you're specialty sets, yeah.
Like for the main sets, I'm already picking Destined Rivals. And I'm so afraid of how much this box is gonna, like.
I know.
I was saying maybe like 220, but now I'm hearing people say it's gonna be like a $300 box out of the gate, which is that's ridiculous.
Like that's what I'm worried about.
I'll never spend $300 on a box that just comes out. That's ridiculous. Even Evolving Skies was around $100. Like there's, I don't know. $300 is. I don't care if you're a collector or investor. $300 for a newly released set makes no sense.
Yeah, that's the scary part. Like I said, that's what I'm worried about. It's gonna be a real, like, I don't want to say, like, it's gonna be a real dogfight for it. You think people were fighting over prismatic and stuff? I don't know if it goes crazy.
But look, the Pokemon Company like instantly announced a reprint for Journey Together, and it's not doing anything.
Yeah,
because everyone's like, oh, but. All right, this is my prediction. This is my opinion. So now everyone's like, oh, they said there's going to be a reprint of Journey Together. Look, the Paldea reprint is doing nothing. The Twilight is doing nothing. All these reprints we heard of aren't doing anything. So Journey's not going to do anything. And then people are going to request crazy amounts for the Journey Together reprint, and they're going to get exactly what they want and more. And then you start seeing it.
Yeah.
And like I said, it takes Pokemon about 6 to 8 months to catch up with demand. So if Heatwave Arena or Destined Rivals, what is that? It's supposed to be March, April, May or June, May.
I think it's May.
We're still close. So I don't know if we'll even have enough of that, but I think the summer, there's going to be a lot more product than people are anticipating. And in the summer, I've been living by this forever. And the summer is usually when I buy, because that's when everyone's going on vacation. They're saving money for vacation. And I remember when I was on my XY kick buying all those XY boxes, I waited for the summer because I was like, this is the cheapest time to buy them. And it is. And it's always around the holidays when things go up. So we'll see what happens this summer.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd be down for some summer purchases. Would be nice. Some summer dips. That would be nice. Let's see. Since Alex is here and he can only type, let's talk about some Japanese. Let's talk about some Korean, some alternative languages. We know Alex's stance on the cards that he can't read, and I can't read them either. I'm not saying I can, but let's talk about are you well, you're obviously getting the Heatwave Arena, so you're opening the Japanese as it comes out. But
dude, I've been opening one of every Japanese product like religiously since Cosmic Eclipse. I started buying like every time it would come out before the English, I would always buy Japanese to rip it before.
Yeah, I forgot about the simplified Chinese and Indonesian. The simplified Chinese exclusives, though, those 151.
That's all, dude. I actually just learned about them because someone came to the show and they had cases of them. I didn't know there's two kind of booster box. There's like a skinny,
a big one.
Yeah, but the big one's like you have a better chance of pulling a hit.
Yeah.
And but it's 151. So I've always said this: if it's a 151 or EV Heroes, like if you're gonna buy a different language, like those are the ones to buy. I'm not saying buy every set, but like your big 151, prismatic, terrestrial, like that's what I buy in other languages too.
Yeah, no, and like I said, I totally understand where his perspective is on it, but like for the collector, the average collector, the small collector who the English is too expensive, and I get that, the values are going to go down, as English goes down, right? That's the only reason the other languages are coming up. But like, if you want to rip some packs at an affordable price, guys, look to the other languages. At least you could get your fix for ripping packs. The Terastal, any set, really going to be much more affordable. So I'm not saying like, big investment wise, go to the Korean, but like, if you want to pick up some Korean boxes to rip some packs, like have some fun. Cause like, things can be dry. Times are dry for the English side sometimes. So, I mean, do you do much
Alex
Korean?
Has a couple cases of Japanese 151.
Yeah. He's is he moving those? Is he looking, he's just sitting on them? I mean, they've been moving up now, so
I know. They moved up a lot, but I know he like did a break on one of them. But he does.
Well, I mean, he's got to. Yeah, he can break them out.
He
makes sense. Some. Do you have you ripped how much Korean?
I did the Evolving Skies Korean. Like I opened some of those chasing the Moonbryon.
Okay.
And then pull it.
Unsuccessful. Yeah.
Dude, never pulled the Moonbryon, whether it's Japanese, Korean. Just so tough, man. I have both of them behind me. I just never. I have the Japanese and the English one.
Okay. Yeah.
I pulled 4 Leafeons. 4.
Oh, really?
That's like the card I have the best luck with. I've never pulled some. I'm like, no way.
It's haunting you.
It is. I don't mind it. I love that card.
Yeah. Playing off of that, this is like, it's not like that crazy of a take, but like when it comes to collecting, and like I said, we're talking about the other languages, like if you can be happy just collecting, the worst things you can do, like if you can be happy collecting Korean, then collect Korean. Like if you're happy with that, because like you start to get into the, and then you only collect English, and that's the only thing that does it for you, right? But also the same thing can be said if you're a casual collector. The worst thing you can do is like get into grading, because like if you're happy with raw cards and happy filling up your binder, enjoy that for as long as you can. Like stay in that lane, because that's a really great time to just be putting cards in your binder. And once you start to get into graded stuff, it's just like it's just a gateway just to getting so much more expensive.
It gets crazy. Like, but it's like a double-edged sword because it can get crazy. But like that's when like when I started grading my own stuff, like that's how you make your collection grow at the same time. So it's tough because like now you have these cards that were sitting in a binder forever. Now they're 10s and they go from $100 cards to $500 cards. You're like, holy crap. Even if I take this at 80% when they were 80 and not 90, you're like, oh, I'm making a killing off of this.
Yeah, that's true.
But dude, that's I literally just made a video on this. I'll put it up soon. But I was just talking about this. No, it's perfect. You rock on, man. I like hearing your take on it too.
Yeah, I mean, and it's just I'm trying to do that more. Like we were talking before the stream. It's how I picked up a Misty's Gyarados and a Dark Gyarados. In a PSA 9 for me. Those are first edition. And then I'm going to work my way up to a PSA 10. So if you have to have your fix now and you have to have a Korean or it's Japanese, don't feel bad for doing that. And then you can always work your way up as things go.
Yeah, it
Like,
doesn't
just
always have to be a
enjoy.
PSA 10, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be graded. It could be raw, whatever. If you're happy with it, then and you want to put it up and display it or have it in your binder, then I think that's great, and I'm all about it. It's just like I said, if you can enjoy the other stuff, you can get much more for your collection when you're like, because I get a lot. I don't know how many people you get coming to your channel that are new to the hobby, versus like more experienced people have been in it for a while. But yeah, when you get the new people, it's like that's just something I try and drive them
That's
towards.
that's kind of what I'm trying to do too, is like I'm trying to step back and remember there's so many people that are just coming to this hobby
Yeah.
that don't know better. And I like the title of the thing is literally learn from my mistakes, because in the beginning you're overwhelmed and you want to buy this graded card, then you're buying CGC 7s, raw cards, collection boxes, tins, like you're just going crazy, and then you're over leveraging yourself, and it's like you have to slow down and then see what you really like. Because at the time when I got in the hobby, I'm collecting action figures like the Hot Toys, Dragon Ball SH Fig Arts, comics, and I'm like, holy shit, like what am I doing? You know, magic cards. And I just consolidated to like one or two things, and then I sold everything else. I took that money and I put it towards Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. No, that's yeah. That's a common mistake. People buy a lot of just the everything, and before you figure out what you want and what's good. Kevin has a question. I think you might have a better answer for this. The acrylic booster box cases. Do you have a lead on those for an affordable price? I don't have
like,
that many.
What's an affordable price? Because the thing is, like, when I bought a whole bunch, like just the shipping alone is like $500, and people don't understand that. Yeah, you could be paying, you know, $12 per acrylic, but then the shipping costs $500, and then you're getting, you know, import fees where you have to put your EIN number. So
yeah, he's talking about 20. He only needs 20.
yeah, but you're
Do you
still
have?
gonna
I
pay.
mean, I picked some up on eBay.
Yeah, $25 to $30. Like
Yeah, I mean,
that's what your cost is going to be nowadays.
like I said, unless you're buying bulk and you're importing them,
Mm-hmm.
that's the only way to get the price down that I've seen
Yeah,
as
but
well.
even me, like all said and done, I'm still paying around like, you know, $15 to $17 for these. And
Okay.
that's me buying bulk after taxes, shipping, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It still adds up.
Puzzled said, off of what we were just talking about, sold some of my PSA 10s, used that money to replace the card raw again, and then use the difference to put towards more expensive cards that they've been wanting. That's a great strategy. Yeah. No, that's the way to do it. Like I said, there can be some. We talked about this. There could be some learning curves with grading, though, and so you can lose some money when you don't not as experienced grading. So that does play a factor. But once you get a few subs in, you start to get a lot more comfortable with. I would say after like 2 or 3 subs, I had a much better grasp of things, and it's the best way to learn is to screw up.
The worst thing is like when you have to crack them and resend them, and like you're like, I know that's a 10. Like I had this happen. Like this card came back a 9, and I was like, it was the Solgaleo Lunala from Cosmic Eclipse, and I'm like, dude, this card is perfect. So then you have to crack it, and I sent it at the higher tier the first time. So now you're putting even more money, and then it hits the 10, and like I've had that happen so many times, and like I remember the first time I ever graded. You know, I was getting like PSA 8s, PSA 9s, some 10s, but those 8s, if I was just to crack them and resend them, they would have hit the, and they were first edition cards. They would have hit the 9 and 10, but like I didn't know better. So it's all trial and error.
Yeah, no, for reals. It's kind of like a learned skill. And then I have a grading tutorial video, but the biggest thing I found is like
one of these.
They have a yes.
And you put your card in it, and you
yeah, I got a jeweler's loop for mine, but yeah, they said the PSA made a video. They were talking with somebody, and they were saying how they grade in it. They grade in a dark room, right? Just a dark room with one bright light. It can really help you see if you're looking to start looking at some stuff. I found that that's helpful. The lighting,
and
but yeah, that's how they look at it.
Like, say if you send Japanese, modern, and vintage in the same lot, they say they technically just look at every card on its own. They don't say, oh, these all look better. You know, they say every card is an individual grade based on that card. So you can send everything together. But there's been, this is what I do personally. I take my modern cards and I send it with strictly modern. I take my vintage cards and I send it with strictly vintage. So even though they say that, I still do my own way. And then I take Japanese, I put them strictly with Japanese. Like that's, I do recommend that.
Do you do the thing where if you're sending like multiple copies, you'll put like the worst one first? I tend to do that.
All the time.
Yeah. Okay.
All the time.
because it's just like that human aspect. You go, okay, well that was a 9. Well, this one looks better.
This one's a 10.
It's got to be a 10, right?
I do that every time.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Same.
Yep.
Yeah, same. I've been building up a PSA sub, but I got for me like a medium-sized one going, but I just haven't sent it in because everything's been so backed up, and I'm like, okay, I'll just wait a little bit longer, wait for that to clear up a little bit. It's just gonna be sitting there. So.
See, I did the same thing. I was like, oh, I'll just wait, and then like it just kept getting worse.
Yeah, if it gets worse, then
yeah. PSA, please send again.
Yeah, I know. That's the little bit of the tag thing that I did like. Once again, not to get too deep into tag, but if you can eliminate some of the human error side, then hopefully that stuff can get better. Anyways, we're not gonna go too deep into it. But
the thing is, like, I finally saw a tag card in hand, and I'm just myself. I'm always honest, and I was looking at it, and it's just like everything has errors, right? Like,
yeah.
Nothing's perfect yet, and they're working on getting better. So that's the thing is, like, I talked to Jesse, they're literally working on getting better. Nothing's perfect yet, and that's the truth. Nothing's perfect in this world.
Yeah, give them some time. I'm interested to see how it plays out. Last thing I had written for my notes, and then we can just take any questions and anything else you want to talk about, is if you had to eliminate one set from existence and strike it from the record, this set is eliminated and everyone knows that this is the one you chose. So you have to choose one.
Rebel Clash.
Rebel Clash. Yep. Hands down. Okay.
Hands down. That was the first, when you said,
you already knew where I was going.
That popped in my head.
Okay.
Because it was so bad. And I remember Rebel Clash came out and like everyone was talking about it. I'm like, dude, we just had Cosmic Eclipse Unbroken Bonds and you're going crazy about Rebel Clash. None of this makes sense to me. I was so confused. I
would go on my end. I'm going with Pokemon Go just because.
Really?
Pokemon Go.
Mewtwo.
I like the Mewtwo card. It's fine. But Pokemon Go for me was really what brought me back into Pokemon 2016. It was just playing it at the time was like there was like hundreds of people like all over the place. It was like this worldwide phenomenon. It was amazing. And I just felt like that set didn't do it justice of what the experience was and how good it could have been. So I have a little bit of anger towards that. Like this, you shouldn't have called that Pokemon Go. That was an insult to what Pokemon Go was at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Or something. It was so.
They could have done it so much better.
Yeah.
That Mewtwo card's cool though. I like that Mewtwo card.
But it's like, dude, you have Pokemon Go, so you could have printed anything you wanted, anything, like anything, and that's what you gave us.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm like, okay, it's just like you low hanging fruit.
Our prismatic evolutions and look at like the card list, and then you look at Pokemon Go and look at like the card list, and you have like a Conkeldurr, a Rainbow Dragonite, a Rainbow Mewtwo, and you're like, what the shit?
Yeah, they screwed up on that. Like that was. I don't know. They put an intern on that. I think they put an intern in charge of that.
Like they should come out with like a set that's nothing but illustration rares and special illustration rares. Like imagine like a set like that. Like everything's just like a full art or better. Like imagine that.
That would be fun.
But that could have been a Pokemon Go.
Yeah, that would have been a great set to do that with.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, I would have been down for that.
Hey, did you hear what happened? Like Pokemon Go got what is it? I can't even pronounce it, but they got bought out.
Niantic.
Yeah, they got bought out for $3.5 billion, and now it's like the Monopoly company bought it. So now it's most likely going to have a whole bunch of ads. Like I was playing it today, and like I already had a free balloon floating, and I click and it's like, this is sponsored by McDonald's. So I already see the change.
Oh, they've had some of those before. For
I've never
a little
seen
while
McDonald's
now.
on there before.
I hadn't. There was a Starbucks thing. They were teamed up with all the Starbucks. I think they had They had a Lunchables one. I remember it was a balloon, same thing, a Lunchables one. I don't play it as much, obviously, as much as I did.
I used to play all the time. I mean, my wife.
I used to play every day.
My wife and I still like last spring, like we walked around the park and all we did was play Pokemon Go.
Oh yeah, yeah. I like to play it when I'm waiting in line. I'm out and about. I went to Japan in October. Oh, it was great in Japan. It was amazing. Japan was amazing in itself, but Pokemon Go too. Like so many stops everywhere. It was like, so fun.
Anytime I see a raid and I see someone's name, like I can't read, right? Because it's in different writing. And like I see like all the raids around, I'm like, what the hell? Where is that? And like it's always Japan.
Yeah. The Japan was crazy.
I'm envious. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever wanted to go?
Of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely. My friends went like what was the last year, like Justin Parker and Albert, and I like, but my wife was pregnant, so it's like I can't just leave her and go to Japan for 10 days.
Right.
But
Yeah.
the amount of fun that they made connections over there too. Like now
Mhm.
that's where we're getting Japanese product. Like they met the people in person.
Oh,
And the
that's
crazy
huge.
thing is a lot of people speak English over there too.
Mhm.
Like
Oh, yes. Yeah.
it's not like over here. Like everybody
Oh, no.
speaks multi,
Yeah. Hmm.
but it looks so beautiful. And the food, oh, the food.
Oh, dude, the food. Yeah. The
And I just love
ramen.
Japanese culture. It's like the etiquette, like it's just
Oh,
so clean over there. It just, I'd love to experience it.
yeah. We're so wasteful. I come home and I feel ashamed
Yep.
that we don't recycle properly. We waste so much. We're
They're
horrible.
so far ahead of us.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of
Yeah.
insane.
Hmm. Yeah. No, it's absolutely beautiful country and great. Like I wasn't going for Pokemon stuff, but it was fun to hunt for Pokemon cards while we were there. Went to a bunch of stores and
Did you
just to
find some
see.
cool stuff?
Oh yeah, I bought my I actually got my I got a CD promo Charizard. It's hard to pull out of the case, but I got
Mhm.
the CD promo in a 10
Okay.
there. I got it there. It was actually the kind of was right at market, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get this to kind of
What
commemorate
was
my
it
trip.
back then? Like 450 probably?
No, it was higher. I think it was like 700.
So this was how long ago?
Like September, October ish.
Okay. All right. I'm thinking of 2 Augusts ago when I had it. That's what I
Yeah,
sold it for. Okay.
yeah. So I think it was like 7
Yeah,
or
but
six
now
eighty
you have
seven.
that card and now it's a memory. And like
Exactly.
that's like a card you'll never sell. Like that's why I have like this Erica right here because I opened this on our wedding and it hit a 10.
Oh,
So
yeah,
it's like now
exactly.
you look at that, and that's the beautiful thing about Pokemon is you can look at a card and it brings you back that
Well,
time. And
and that's what it's always been about.
yeah, like that's
That's what it was
amazing.
when you were a kid, and
Yeah,
that's why we're back into it now.
people
It's just
forget
that feeling.
this, and that's the most important
Yeah,
thing. It's about what you feel inside.
yeah,
I
exactly.
love it. I love
That's why
that.
we wanted to have Nick on the channel, guys. We just
Yeah.
wanted to. I knew it was going to go good. We just wanted to like, I don't know, just like chill and talk about Pokemon and just appreciate it.
These conversations are great, man. They feel like they're more and more lost nowadays.
Yeah,
And
I
like
know.
when things slow down, and they inevitably will, like it'll go back to this more.
Yeah, it's the double-edged sword of just the money aspect getting in there,
Yeah, I
and
mean,
like,
we always talk about money. It's like I talk
mhm,
about money, you talk about money, like
yeah,
because that's what people want to hear about. They want to hear about money.
hmm,
But I always try to say, but at the end of the day, you want to have that feeling. Like when I was a kid, like pulling that base set Venusaur, like that's the feeling I explain, like
yeah,
what Pokemon does. Like that
hmm,
nostalgic, bringing out that inner kin when you had, peace, no bills. Like it was just way different.
hmm. Yeah, and I don't know how old are your oldest kids?
Um, so 8, 7, and then 8 months.
Okay, 8 and 7 are the oldest. So how are they? How are they? Because I was just at a few weeks ago a Collecticon in LA, and I always like just like when you see the kids. There's like some kids usually are closer to 10, man, and these kids these days they're wheeling and dealing. They got their slab cases. They're making deals. They're big time, and it's just like, but you see
It's
that
wild to
passion.
see,
You see
right?
that passion that they have, and
Mhm.
it's about the new stuff. Like they don't really care. They don't really care about the vintage stuff.
No, no, no. It's all new, and like my daughters love Prismatic. Of course, they have the Eevee plushies,
Uh-huh.
all that. Sylveon and Espeon. Like Izzy's favorite Pokemon is Sylveon, and Ryan's is Espeon. So they
Hmm.
both love evolutions, but they want to open Prismatic, and it sucks
Yeah.
because like I get them buying their collection, and they never pull anything. But the
Uh,
other day, it's funny that you even bring this up. I'm going through my daughter's binder, and like she has like full arts from Evolving Skies. She has cards from like the past 3 hours. And I'm like, holy shit, this binder's like $700 now. And they were just like, you
uh-huh.
know, okay cards.
Yeah.
And all the illustration mirrors because they pulled so many illustration mirrors. So they have like 5 binders between the two of them. And I'm like, the one binder is so expensive. I'm like, oh.
Uh-huh.
So, but like, I love looking at that too, is like looking at their generation, the generation
Yeah.
older than that. And like I said, I go to every Wednesday, I go to my comic place and hang out with them. Like I saw kids coming there after, elementary school, kids coming there out of middle school, high school. Like
Hmm.
you have so many generations now
Yeah.
that there's going to be nostalgia for every one of these generations. And there's people I talked this guy. Here's a quick story. So when I made my YouTube, I always talk about cosmic clips. I get an email, and I guess my YouTube had my email. I never got emails before until I made a YouTube.
Yeah.
And the one guy was like, "Oh, I have a cosmic case I'd like to sell," and I'm like, "Oh, it's probably bull crap." And then I reach out to this guy. His name's Mark. He's from New York, and now I've talked to this guy a couple times for a couple hours. He's 69 years old and he's been buying since 1999. I said,
Really?
dude, I said, these are the people. I said, if you made a YouTube, I was like, this is what people want to hear. Cause he has like, dude, he has Neo boxes.
Oh, wow.
He has some crazy stuff, but it's just so neat learning about this older guy. So now you have a guy his age. So this is forever. It's why, or it seems that way right now.
I'd love to hear how he got into it, being already older.
His friend was buying boxes, and then like a family member, he saw like how everyone was acting, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy a base set box and put it away." And then he had all these boxes from back then. He has like some black and white, and then he got back into it before the boom a little bit, and he's still buying more. Like he bought Ultra Prism for $80. Like his spreadsheet is on a piece of paper. Like he like it's cool. Like the paper's old. It's like yellow because he's been writing like his cost. I'm looking at his cost of some of the like his flash fire blister case. He has so much cool stuff. But he just never left. He would just buy little by little here and there.
Yeah.
And just accumulate it his whole life.
That's
Isn't
wild.
it? Since 1999.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but there are people out there like this. And this is why I love YouTube, because like, dude, I would have never talked to this guy. Now I've talked to him on the phone a couple times for last time was over an hour.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's just all new relationships. Like a 69-year-old man and I are having conversations about Pokemon that we love, and we can have an hour conversation, and it's not like weird or anything. It's just normal conversation, which is really cool.
Yeah, no, that's great, man. Yeah, see, that's the stuff I like hearing too. That's just fun. It's interesting. And it's like it could give you goals too. You could be like, oh man, like when I'm 60, when I'm in my 60s, maybe I'll be half as cool as that guy.
I know.
Or whatever. So, it's kind of inspiring to a certain extent as well. That's cool.
And I mean, look, man, like now he's getting ready to retire. He wants to sell his collection, some of his collection. Like he's going to be able to retire now and not have any issues because of Pokemon.
Right. That's awesome.
Buying a Team Rocket box when it was $100. Look how much he has, it's beautiful. It's beautiful at the same time.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. We actually already went a little long for what I had planned. I'm down to keep going. I don't know. Where are you at for time?
I could rock out for a little bit longer.
A little bit more. Okay.
Yeah.
If anybody has any last minute questions or anything we missed, shoot them in the chat now. We'll try and get to as much as we can. And then, did you have anything that you wanted to bring up by chance?
No
worries.
My biggest thing that I've been preaching is like Sword and Shield, or like celebrations. I've been preaching a lot. Because celebrations is still very affordable. What I've been buying for celebrations, and it was cool. I can't even believe this. So the Lance's Charizard collection boxes.
Yes.
So this guy had a stack of them in the beginning of the show. He had 5 of them, and at the end of the show, I wanted to get to him, but him and I were so busy. And I was like, before I even looked at him, I was like, hey, how much? We make a deal. So I grab them, and I'm home that night, and I'm looking at them because they usually have a Battle Styles, and I believe it was Battle Styles and Vivid Voltage. I look in it, and it has an Evolving and Fusion Strike in it. Yeah. And I've never opened those with those packs in it. And like for that price for that collection box, it's too cheap.
I opened 2 of those when they came out on my channel. You can see the really old videos. 2 of them. So one Evolving Skies from one box and one from the other. I pulled the Sleepy Dragonite and the Umbreon V.
No way. Wait, so you hit 2 alt arts and two of them.
My only luck ever. My luck is atrocious. But that I used all my luck right there.
That's wild.
It's on the channel if anybody wants to go dig back and find it.
But like that's what I feel like we're missing too. This is why I'm starting to do openings as soon as I can edit more, because I remember when I first got into Pokemon, like I had primetime Pokemon to watch. Anytime I saw like a tin, I'd type in a tin. It was always primetime Pokemon. Like I want to go back and watch me open, a Celebrations box. I want to watch me open Evolving Skies packs, because like like I said, it's all about that feeling, man. Like people don't forget about the feeling that this brings you.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Well,
fun.
that's cool because you can go back and watch yourself open
Yeah.
celebrations.
Yeah, and they both graded 10s,
That's
which is
insane.
wild. Which is wild too. On top of
Dude,
it.
I want to go
Yeah.
back and watch it. Like that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. I sold them too early. A little too early.
What you sold a Dragon
Unfortunately.
Knight for like $200?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think it was like 250
Oh,
or
that's
something.
good.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's where they're at raw now. Made the
Bad.
Villain
I
says,
sold mine at 200.
oh yeah, everyone, yeah,
Yeah,
everyone does it. Everyone makes mistakes. Been there.
it happens.
I'm super guilty. Made the Villain says, Nick, if there was a plumber illustration rare, which Pokemon would be in it?
It wouldn't be like it would be the Mario Pikachu.
Okay,
Or,
it's already been made.
It's already been made.
Yeah,
Like
okay.
that's my card right there, or Luigi, whatever you want.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. We're not really getting too many more questions here. I think people are just vibing though. Ethan says he pulled the Gengar VMAX and Umbreon VMAX alt arts from those Lance Charizard and Dark Sylveon boxes.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know
insane.
if they were loaded, but the ones I got.
No, I'm about to open mine.
Yeah, I had good luck. They were at my Target. They were the last ones. But yeah, this was, I don't know when that was. Whenever they came out.
Yeah, but I mean, you could even like I go like at night. Like my favorite thing to do is like search the web, and I've been buying a lot of collection boxes lately because that's what did so well for me in Sun and Moon era, because I was able to sell all those and turn them into booster boxes because they're a cheap entry point, and a lot of these boxes go wild. So I was buying the Grand Adventures collection boxes, like the cases of those. They have like 2 Surging, a Stellar Crown, and one other pack. Oh, Obsidian Flames. But I've kind of been focusing on those because they're still very affordable and they're still cheaper. Like you could still buy these collection boxes for normal prices, not these hiked up crazy prices. So that's why I've been focused more on the collector's boxes, the Divergent Powers 10s, because I look at the pack selection. I'm like, okay, now let's look at a Sun and Moon pack selection that's like on the same tier. If you put them side by side, and it's like, oh, wow, like these have a lot more potential, and your buy-in price isn't through the roof.
Yeah.
So I just like, I know not a lot of people like collection boxes, but they've done well for me in the past.
Yeah, no, for sure. David P's question is, small investor on a budget, do you see 151 or Prismatic as a better investment?
Right now, 151.
There's I know there was like a ton of 151 bundles that just dropped from, I don't know what the website was. It was like, somebody will correct me, Books A Million or something. And they had like just a ton of these 151 bundles. So if you can be scooping those up at MSRP, especially, did anybody catch that, or is that just me? I think it was in the Discord. The Books A Million drop. I don't know. There was a lot of people. The Discord was active this morning.
There's a lot of bundles. Like I've been seeing a lot of bundles come into my shop. But no one's dropping the price, no matter how many there are, because they're getting so much per pack. So, but think about this: Prismatic's going to be printed nonstop for the next year. We have like release after release after release. But 151, I don't know how much longer. It's already a couple years old now.
Yeah.
So I'd be focusing on 151 right now.
Yeah, we'll probably see more. There will be more Prismatic, hopefully, as they crank up those printers, in theory. A plumbing related question for you, Alan. Unrelated to Pokemon, but as a plumber, are the no brand faucets on Amazon a bad idea to install in your house?
My company, personally, for me, I tell everybody we do not install those because there's so many times I've taken them out of the box and I go to install them and they're like broken out of the box. They're made so cheap. Yes, the price is super cheap, but if you're going to buy any faucet, I'm not paid by them or anything, but Moen, M-O-E-N, they give you a lifetime manufacturer's warranty. My in-laws had their faucet go bad and it was from like the 90s. I sent a picture of the Moen. They said, we discontinued that, but here's a new faucet that's the same, compatibility. And they sent it for free. They legitimately give you a lifetime manufacturer's warranty. Moen is the best brand.
Okay. There you go. Insider info on the plumbing. Moen. Yep. I think I have a Moen faucet in my kitchen sink.
It's good faucet.
Pray to Arceus says, FaZe, what is your favorite set from SV? Right now, probably 151. But
what about main set?
Well, it's going to be Destined Rivals. I'm going to say that already.
Before it's all right.
Yeah.
All right. No Destined Rivals, right? We don't know anything about Destined Rivals. What main set?
Oh, that's actually okay. You know, there's two that I actually really like. I really like SV Base, which is
Wow.
weird to say, and I like
Wow.
Paradox.
Wow. Roaring Moon is like beautiful. I have that
Yeah,
card in 10. I love that card.
yeah. I don't know. That's probably where I would have to go. I gotta like both of those sets a lot,
I'm
but
surprised Surging's not on there.
from the collecting side, surging, I appreciate it. I like it. Just
The
didn't.
Latios,
I
Cerulege.
like it. I like it, but it just really didn't. It didn't hit me. Like I said, I haven't been super pumped since kind of like 151, and that's why. Like I enjoyed it. I enjoyed surging, but no, it just for some reason just didn't hit for me for the collecting side. I don't know.
I get it. I'm personally for me, for main sets, like I'm a huge fan of Temporal. I think Temporal is such a stack set. I know people didn't like Paradox Pokemon,
Yeah.
but like I said, I'm not a big fan of trainer cards. But the Morty's Conviction with the Gengar coming up,
Uh-huh.
I'm a big fan of that card. The Iron Valiant, oh, the three. Well, they're not dogs, but anymore. Like
Yeah.
the Walking Wake, the
Gouging
I
Fire.
like those cards, and then I mean, Twilight Masquerade, Greninja is one of my favorite Pokemon.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
the trainer gallery, you had the Pinsir, who's another one of my, like, I have Pinsir somewhere up here. You had the Pinsir, you had the Growlithe, the Eevee, like the trainer gallery for that set. I really enjoyed it. The Tatsugori, like it was a very Infernape, like
Yeah.
Twilight Masquerade's up there for me.
Yeah. There's some nice illustration rares there.
And
Yeah.
the craziest thing is like when Twilight came out, people were shitting on it in the very beginning.
Yes,
So I was
I was
able
one of
to
them.
get so many in the beginning. And
Mhm.
I listen, this is how, so you see how I get my pre-releases early. So I opened Twilight and I pulled like the Eevee, the Chansey. I'm like, holy shit, this set's not as bad as people are saying. So when the release came out, people passed up on their cases for pre-order. And my place was like, listen, he's like, the people that pre-ordered don't want these. Do you want their cases? So
Oh,
that's why I got extra Twilight cases, and then they ran up to like
I
9
see. Uh-huh.
instantly. So I got very lucky with that release because people didn't want it.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
Well,
like
yeah, that worked out well.
yeah, but I make mistakes too. I shit on Stellar Crown because Alex was hyping it up. I'm like, dude, it set has a Bulbasaur and Squirtle. Yes, I love them, but
Yeah.
like it wasn't for me. And I that's like the lowest amount of any set I have is the Stellar Crown because I didn't like it.
I like Stellar. I like
Is that
the
or is
IRs, and then the Terapagos. I just was I was watching the new anime, just kind of, and like I
yes,
was
it
like,
has so much. It's a main character.
I was like, I like the Terapagos. Like,
Yeah.
it's cool. Like, I mean, the new
It's
anime.
it's fun off Rayquaza, dude. Like when I was watching that, I'm like, that Rayquaza can't beat a Terapagos, and then it evolved
Right.
and evolved back. So yes, I watch it with my daughters. It
Yeah.
gives me an excuse to watch it. But
Uh-huh.
the show made me love Cerulege.
Uh-huh.
Cerulege
It's
is
really just
now
cool.
like an S tier Pokemon to me.
It was Fuecoco for me in the
Oh
show. How derpy and silly he
yeah,
is. I was like, okay, Fuecoco is my guy.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't
What
it
else?
crazy how like just from watching the show, like it can make you love a Pokemon even
Uh-huh.
more? Like that,
Uh-huh.
like XY did that for me. This is why I'm so excited for ZA. Cause like when I got back into like watching Pokemon, it was XY era, and after XY is ZA in the
Uh-huh.
show. And Pancham has like the same like a cool personality in the show. So it made me like a Pancham fan.
Okay.
Just because of the show.
Yeah. And then that makes sense. Yeah. It's weird, like even with Stellar, for me, the Dash Bun, the SIR, I don't really care about that Pokemon, but the way that card was, and I started my wife and I have been big Great British Baking Show fans. I don't know if you've ever seen that show. But I was like, I like this Dash Bun. I don't know. It's just like that was another card I really liked a lot too.
It's a nice illustration. That is very nice art.
It's just a silly, and I just was like, that's my Bake Off card. I don't know. I liked it. It was cool.
Yeah,
So
but
yeah,
that's the beautiful thing is like, see, it gives you that feeling just from looking at that. It reminds you of this, and it makes you feel good.
all right, we're gonna start wrapping it up, but we got a question from Puzzled. As an electrician, I gotta ask, who do you hate working around the most, electricians or HVAC, and why is it HVAC?
So like plumbers and Sparkies always have issues because like Sparkies, they can run their wire anywhere they want, but like plumbers, we have a code, so like we can't do that, and a lot of times they run their stuff in front of ours. But I have no issues with Sparkies. They did my kitchen, and they actually used a broom when they were done working, which was phenomenal. But no, I have no issues with any trade. HVAC, I don't work with too many of them.
Okay. Golf Ball Man, I haven't heard about this. Do we know yet if Destin Rivals will have a box topper promo? I haven't heard anything about that. I would assume it would, based off of Journey Together doing it. I don't know.
Well,
for sure.
You know what Pokemon does? Like usually, I think it's every if you pay attention to this, it's like every 4 sets, like the box will kind of be the same, but with a different logo. Like if you look at your boxes and you go to Battle Styles, Chilling Reign, Evolving Skies, Fusion, they have all the same layout with the same top and all that. So now, I mean, if Scarlet and Violet was going to go 4 more sets, probably we'd have 3 more sets with box toppers. So I would imagine that there's going to be a box topper in the Destined Rivals, because now they rotate, it's 4, 8, and then the next 4 would be something else. So yes, I think these next 2 are going to be identical in ways.
Okay.
It'll probably be the same thing. It won't have the Pokemon logo in it. It's going to have the rocket, and that's it probably. Yeah, but pay attention to that. If you notice every 4 sets, since XY base and then those and those, if you look at them, they all for every 4 sets, and in something in SMV, 4 sets had the ace spec cards, and then the next 4 had this, and the next 4 had that. It's always different every 4 sets.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's something I hadn't really caught on with that, if I'm being completely honest. The 4 on the boxes. That's interesting.
Yeah. Isn't that cool?
That is cool. Seraph says, awesome session. He says, thank you, Poke Plumber. Good vibes. One more last plumbing. This is going to be the last plumbing collection. Is $1,800 a good price for my 50-gallon water heater replacement?
Very good price.
Okay. There you have it. Yeah, I like the plumbing. The plumbing questions are fun too. I think that's all we have for this one, guys. I originally planned for an hour. We went an hour and 40. So huge thanks to Nick for the Poke Plumber for coming on. Really enjoyed the conversation. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, make sure you go. It's in the description. You just click the link. It's clickable. Go click the link, subscribe to his channel, check him out. Maybe we'll do more of these in the future. Thank you so much for having
me, man. Your chat's awesome. Your people are awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and it was great. Happy to make the time. Happy to do it. Maybe we'll do some more in the future. I enjoyed it. It's a little more just nerding out on some stuff, so that was fun.
It's the best.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. And remember, it was never a phase.